Are you ready to turn heads? Luxury isn't just worn, it's experienced. Introducing a Layla Cara style and new up-and-coming designer collection where exclusive shoes and bags for men and women meets your feet. How about you take a handbag and wear it in style, where each piece is personally designed by Layla Cara herself and handcrafted from the finest material in Italy. Leather, smooth like butter, bold, timeless, distinctly you. Step into true elegance and make your mark with a Layla Cara style where confidence meets craftsmanship. Visit a Layla Cara style and experience the luxury of art that you wear.
Hey everybody, this is Alayla. Welcome to my podcast. Today's topic is about discipline. What is discipline? Well, in Google, I looked it up. It says discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. Even though that is a form of correcting punishment, it's using punishment to correct disobedience. What I want to talk about is the power of discipline. That's what I want to talk about in this message. Discipline is a special tool that is used so we could become great as human beings. So we can become better at what we do in our lives. But we don't like it. A lot of us don't like to be disciplined because it's painful to us. It feels like punishment. And in a sense, it is punishment, but in a sense, it's not punishment. It's a little bit of both. It's like the yin and the yang. They go together. Let me explain what I'm saying. If you think about some of the greatest people in the world, like Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant, any of those type of people, what made them the great is their discipline. They discipline. When it started off, Michael Jackson did not discipline himself. His father disciplined him and had him go through countless of hours of practicing. And when he heard things that was not, when Joe heard things that was not sounding correct in the music, or he saw things when they was making certain dance moves that was not correct, he stopped them in their tracks and made them do it again. That is a form of discipline. You constantly do this particular work over and over and over again until you become great at it. No one will be perfect, but it feels like you're striving for perfection in the discipline. Same as Kobe Bryant, when he would get up in the mornings, 3-4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym right before practice. Who in the world wants to get up right before? You gotta go to the gym anyway, because you gotta go practice anyway. And then you take yourself to the gym by yourself to go practice. But that is a form of discipline. If you want to become great in this life, if you want to become one of the people that they can say wow to, then you're going to have to practice some discipline. You have to push yourself through particular training skills that will constantly feel like punishment, but it is correcting your disobedience to get you to a place where you can change your bad behaviors. When we're young and we're kids, we have a lot of child's play inside of us. We don't put ourselves in a situation to think of consequences if we do certain things that we're not supposed to do. But when we have our parents who find out that we was doing things wrong, they come along and they give us a discipline, which is a form of punishment. And they'll probably say, you know what, you can't watch TV for a week, or give me your phone. You can't be on your phone for a week or whatever. And that feels like torture. But at the same time, when the child is going through the punishment, they're upset. They're not liking the fact that they have to deal with this punishment, which is discipline. But when their parent talks to them and explains to them why they're going through this discipline, then it makes more sense when they come out of the punishment and they're no longer on punishment. They can say, you know what? I shouldn't do that again, because if I do that again, I'm going to be on punishment again. Mom or dad going to discipline me again. So now their behavior is being correct. That is what I'm talking about when it comes to your first form of discipline. But when we become adults, now we're grown. Mom and dad can't give us punishments no more. They're not allowed to give us some form of discipline in that area because we're grown. What do you mean you're going to take my phone? Oh, come on, get out of here with that. I'm a grown woman, So now what a discipline come in at is in other forms. You have a disciplinary with your job. So if you have a situation where you're at work and you do something wrong, well, your boss, they can discipline you and they can suspend you, or they could take away a promotion that they gave to you. Those are form of disciplinaries. Then you have where you probably have, let's say, instead of having your job, let's just say you are ready for let's say you're a singer and you wants to do a concert. Now, this is the form of discipline where you yourself have to put yourself through scrutiny and decide whether you're going to put yourself all in or partial in. And what I mean by that, let's take Beyonce for example. So Beyonce works hard, right? Really, it's not that she works hard. She is well disciplined. That is what's going on with her. We say, oh, she's a hard worker. No, she's not a hard worker. She is a well disciplined person. If you are going to put yourself on stage to do a concert, you're going to do city tours, you need to be in great shape. You also have to have your breathing in a good condition, because you're going to tire yourself out with singing and dancing. And even if you don't really dance and you do a lot of standing around, walking back and forth, and you have background dancers, your vocals still need to have some training. So what you do in that situation is that you're going to put yourself through some discipline. That means you're going to practice, you're going to get up early, you're going to eat a certain diet, you're going to exercise, you're going to stay away from friends that wants to hang out all night or be in mischief. You're going to also make sure that you put yourself in a great mental state, and you're going to constantly do this day in and day out without anybody taking you off your course. That is what discipline is really about, is to be able to become great at what you do. I look at how famous people become famous. At first, I used to think that people became famous because they look a certain way. And I learned that at first I thought it was because they had great talent. But in these days, it shows that talent is not really all what it is that makes a person famous, because there are some people who are famous and have really no talent at all, but they're famous. And I look at, okay, the great ones though, what about them? Are they really great because people just like them? What is it about them that got them being so great? And I finally figured it out. It's because they are disciplined. That is why they're so great at what they do. And people admire well-disciplined people. And the reason for people admiring them is because they're not going to do it themselves. The things that other people do that we know we cannot do, and we're not even going to try it, then that's what makes that person so great, because they're disciplined so well to where it makes us say, wow, I just want to watch them. I want to listen to them. I just want to be in their presence. I just want to be around them because I admire that they have such discipline, because I'm not a disciplined person. So I admire what they do. And when you admire the things that comes along with a person.
We'll be back after a quick break.
If you haven't already, check out my luxury shoe and bag collection, a Layla Cara style. Each piece is personally designed by me and handcrafted from genuine Italian leather. Whether you're dressing up or keeping it casual, these pieces were made to help you walk with confidence. Because real style starts from how you feel. Go to alaylacarolstyle.com and experience these bold, timeless, and completely all you. Check it out. You might find something you like.
It's not because you look at them as being better than you. You're actually looking at them as being greater than you. And that's because you're not disciplined and they are. That's what makes the great so great. Now, I'll take myself for example. This year has been a very busy year. 2022 has been very busy. We're approaching 2023. Come this Sunday will be New Year's Day. Saturday is New Year's Eve. So we're approaching a whole new year this year. And I started thinking, what do I want to do for next year? What do I want to accomplish for next year? Every year we sit out and we have these goals for ourselves. We call them New Year's resolution. Honestly, I don't do New Year's resolution. I stopped doing that years ago because I don't feel that is even necessary. I listen to people talk about New Year's resolution and they like rhyming the words to the year. And I'm like, you're just making yourself look ridiculous because you're not going to do what you say you're going to do. Like they'll be like, 2008 gonna be great. That kind of stuff. And it's like, seriously? What's going to make 2008 great? Tell me. What is it that's going to make that year great? And then 2008 came and I watched the people and I'm like, I thought 2008 was going to be great. It don't seem like it's being great right now for you. And then what it is that they just came up with this cliche and they felt like it was good to say, but they never put in the perspective that you really have to put in some work in order for 2008 to be great. And for this year, 2022, I am planning to incorporate discipline into my life. And I don't want it to be a one-year thing. What I want to do for myself is become one of the great ones. And the best way to do that is to become well disciplined. It's not going to be an easy journey. It's going to be tough. I know this. But I told myself when I was getting married to my husband, my current husband now, I said to myself, If I'm able to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, which was to get into good shape, physical shape, and keep my health great, also look good in my wedding dress, well, I'm going to have to do something about my eating habits. I'm also going to have to work out. Even when I don't feel like it, I'm still going to have to get it in. Well, I did exactly that. And for 7 months, I was working out. I even went on an intermittent fasting. What I would do with my intermittent fasting was I would have 16 hours where I didn't eat anything, but I did drink like herbal tea, my green tea, stuff like that, raspberry leaves, stuff like that tea. I also had water, and then I will have black coffee. Then I end up changing my black coffee to the bullet coffee with the coconut oil. I think that did me, it didn't do, I really believe that the coconut oil put weight on me. And I know people say that it didn't, but I do. It made me solid because I was lifting weights. I was also doing the metabolic workouts for women for hormones and stuff like that. And I saw my muscles just get big, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not trying to like get muscular like a man. I'm just trying to lean down and slim down. But when I was only doing black coffee before I stumbled across the bullet coffee, I was slimming down, and I saw that, and I saw my stomach going flat again, and I started seeing myself with all this energy and stuff. But I decided that I hate black coffee. I don't like just only having black coffee. I like cream and sugar in my coffee. Not just sugar, but I like the sweet cream and stuff like that in my coffee. So that was a hard habit for me to break. Even though I was stomaching it, I was making myself do it. But it was such a bad habit that I had to have sugar in my coffee and all the sweet stuff in my coffee that I thought that maybe the bullet coffee would help me with drinking this black coffee. It does have a slight coconut taste to it, and I like coconut. So I put in the bullet coffee, or I made myself bullet coffee. I put in the coconut oil, and I liked it. But I started noticing, like I said, I was bulking up. And I'm like, hold up, man, this ain't working. I don't want to be bulky, and I'm really trying to fit in my wedding dress. I don't want to get muscular and I can't fit in my dress. It's not going to work out. So I stopped doing the bullet coffee. Well, when I stopped doing the bullet coffee, I just decided to go back to doing my regular old coffee the way I have done it. And that's to have my vanilla cream or hazelnut or any sweet cream that I could find. I just wasn't going to be disciplined enough to drink black coffee. I just wasn't going to do it. So I did not really achieve my desired weight that I was trying to get down to, but I did achieve my desired look. And what you mean by that, Alayla? What are you talking about? Okay, let me explain what I mean. I got down in size. I did find myself looking the way I was actually trying to achieve. My legs was tight and toned. My arms, I had the guns going on. I had the guns. And my stomach was flatter, but it wasn't completely flat like I really wanted it to be. My stomach still had a little round push to it. But my face felt like it was kind of like on the, the puffy side. And I'm like, okay, you know what? What I've learned from all this, sugar is just not my friend. That's what I learned from this. I learned that I have to really start letting go of the refined sugar, the white powder sugar. I'm going to have to let it go. It's not easy because I've been a sweethead since I was a kid. I remember my great-grandmother having a family reunion at her house one summer, and this particular summer, my one of my aunt made some hummingbird cake, and that was my first time having this cake. Oh, it was so delicious, and I couldn't stop eating it. I haven't even ate any food yet. And one of my relatives saw me constantly going back and forth in the kitchen to cut a slice of that cake. So one of them came to me, they stopped me and said, "Hey, no more cake." And I'm like, okay. And and she said, let me explain to you why you shouldn't have no more cake. You haven't even eaten anything yet. And you're literally almost eating this whole cake by yourself. If you stay on a path like this, you're going to have diabetes by the time you're in your 30s and 40s. So you might want to stop. And as funny as that sound is, telling a kid that, at that age, I understood what diabetes was. I had to been about maybe 11, 12 years old, somewhere up in there. I understood what diabetes was about because my family members were suffering from that. I had an aunt on my mom's side who had diabetes, and she had to take insulin shots. So I used to watch her take insulin shots, and I knew what was happening in that moment when her sugar was too high or too low, and all the things that happened. Matter of fact, she ended up passing away with complications from diabetes. She had a heart attack, but that was some years down the line when she had the heart attack. I was 21 years old at that age when that happened. But before that, she started having complications years leading up to her final heart attack. She had had a heart attack before. So I think that was her third heart attack or her second heart attack. But either way it go, I just knew that she was in and out of the hospital a lot because of the complications of her diabetes. She wasn't disciplined to stop eating badly and to work out and to get to a place where her body could reverse the diabetes because she was type 2. And I hope you guys know that if you're a type 2 diabetic, you can reverse that. It is reversible. It really is. With diet and exercise, you can definitely reverse your diabetes. I don't care what a doctor tell you that you can't. Yes, you can, because my mom did it. My mom's diabetic too. What she was. She also reversed her diabetes, and I was actually shocked that she was able to do that because she's one of the people who don't have no discipline at all. And it is shocking that she was able to reverse her diabetes. But she did. And my ex-husband, he's diabetic. And one of the things that I started studying on was that he needed to learn some discipline. If he would have gotten to a place where he could discipline himself, he could have reversed his diabetes, but his diabetes was getting worse as well. He ended up in the hospital for 7 days because he had a open sore on his foot, and they was planning on amputating his foot, but thank God they was able to save it. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. I don't care how horrible they are, I just don't. So I am happy that they was able to save his foot. I just pray that maybe one day God can save his mind. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. When it comes to learning discipline for yourself, that is a technique, it's a training skill that you have to put yourself through. You have to go through the scrutiny of learning to understand first with your mind that you are going to have to change your behavior. You have to change your thought pattern, the way you think, the way you have done things your whole life. You have to change that. And the way you started changing it is by every single day, you make goals for yourself. You make some type of goal, and you can say, you know what? I normally have 3 cups of coffee a day with sugar in it. I'm not going to have 3 cups of coffee today. I'm just going to do 2 cups of coffee today with sugar in it. And then you do that for about a week. And then the next week come, and then you say, you know what? If I was able to eliminate 1 cup of coffee with sugar in it, then how about I eliminate 2 cups of coffee with sugar in it? Instead of me doing 2 cups of coffee every day with sugar in it, let me do 1 cup of coffee with just sugar in it. And if that's where you want to stay at, then stay at just 1 cup of coffee. And I mean a cup, not no with just Starbucks Grande, Starbucks Venti. Don't do that. That's not a cup. That is like cups inside of cups. It's like cups inside of a cup. Don't do that. So get you something like maybe a 10 ounce or something like that, or 8-ounce cup of coffee, and that's that for your and lower your sugar intake. Now, for me, this is what I am planning to do. So 2022, like I said, is going to be the year discipline for me. Putting myself on a discipline plan. I have done this before, so this is not new to me. This is actually me getting back to where I used to be. When I used to do my discipline, this is when I used to model. So I had to stay a certain weight and have a certain look about myself. So that way I wouldn't lose contracts or lose jobs or something like that because my weight, and people's like, oh, I don't want her. I never wanted that to happen to me. So I worked a regular 9-to-5 job. I would get up, I would go to work, and I worked overnight. So this is when I was working at Hewlett Packard Computer. So when I worked overnight, I would be there about 10 to about 6:30 in the morning. And when I got off from work, instead of me going home to go straight to bed, since I still had energy from being up working all night, I don't care how tired I was still up. And I considered myself being up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to work out. I will not put myself in a situation where I go to sleep. Because one thing about me, when I wake up, I don't have that much energy. And it's mainly because of I'm anemic. And when I have low iron. So I've been getting my iron up though. It has been working since I found out that I was anemic. I've been getting my blood count, raising my blood levels, stuff like that. Healthy blood, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, what I end up doing, I like a challenge. I don't know why, but I do. Someone challenged me on something. It's just like it sparks something inside of me. And I'm like, oh, I guess because I'm competitive like that. I had a boyfriend that I was dating at the time. He worked at the job with me as well. And we had a bet that I wasn't going to be able to get down to the size that I wanted to get to. And he was like, oh, you're not going to be able to do this. I'm like, Sam, what you mean I'm not going to be able to do this? He said, I bet you. I said, oh, really? Okay, let's do this. What's the bet? So the bet was that he was going to buy me these boots that I wanted. It was some knee-high boots. And I told him, you're going to be buying me those boots. By the time fall get here, those boots gonna be in my closet, and I'm gonna be rocking those boots when I go out. And so he was like, bet. Well, every day, and of course, this bet started because he was gaining a lot of weight. And I started messing with him about his weight, telling him, you need to be careful, watch out, you're gaining weight, you need to get back down to the size that you were, because he didn't want to be a big guy. And we had these conversations before, so I already knew what to say to him. And he was like, I'm going to work out too. And so we both was betting each other that we weren't going to get down to, one another weren't going to get down to the proper size at a particular time. And we gave ourselves enough time to do it. It's just when I was doing it, we started at the same time. Matter of fact, we started working out together. And it led from us working out together for about maybe 3 weeks to where he was like, man, I'm going to bed. I'm sleepy. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to bed. I'm going to stay up and I'm going to work out. Since you don't want to work out, then you go ahead and you go to bed. You do what you do. But I'm going to continue because I'm on a journey. It's 3 weeks. I'm 3 weeks into this. Why do I need to stop? Because you don't feel like doing this. So guess what? I'm going to keep on going. So I kept on going. Then I noticed that he hadn't joined me anymore. And I remember bringing it to his attention saying, hey, you don't want to work out with me no more? And he's like, man, I'm just tired, man. We're getting off from work at 6 a.m. I just want to go to bed. I'm like, okay. I still didn't say nothing. I said, well, I know I want this bad. He's going to give me. He's going to be buying those boots for me. Well, when the fall showed up, I have not only achieved my desired weight, I was actually smaller than the weight that I chose. And in physical shape, I mean good shape, because I was lifting weights as well. I like lifting weights when I work out. I love to incorporate weights into my workout. And because when I do that, it makes me feel like I'm not working out. It makes me feel like I'm actually having fun, because I always had fun with weights since I was in my track years. And I said to myself, this is what discipline looks like. Even though he gave up, I never stopped. I continue to keep working out. And from that year to the next year, 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 I was constantly still working out, constantly still watching what I was eating. Now, let me talk about my eating habits. How did I change that? I still ate what I wanted. Now, at that time, I was in my 20s and 30s. So my metabolism was high. So it was easy to burn. But this is what I did. Instead of me eating a whole burger all at one time, I cut my burger in half. And I would eat half of the burger and then half of the fries. And I would get a small cup of soda or something like that, or juice or something. Actually, I cut out soda. I remember that. I stopped eating soda. I stopped drinking soda. I remember not drinking soda anymore. I stopped eating, when I first started, I stopped drinking soda and I cut back on fried food. That's what I did. That was the first start. And I would only half of the burger, half of the fries, small cup of juice or whatever. Then 2 hours later, I would eat the other half of the burger with the other half of the fries. And yes, I had to warm it up. I didn't care. That's how I did it. And I would drink water. So everything that I ate half of it. I wouldn't eat the entire plate or the entire meal. I would eat half, then 2 hours to 3 hours later, I would eat another half. That's how I did it. Then as the years rolled around, I started taking more things out of my food. I remember taking red meat out. I remember for years I did not eat red meat. I ate chicken, I ate turkey, and I didn't even eat pork. I remember stopped eating pork. Oh my goodness, I started eating turkey bacon instead of pork, regular bacon. I remember all this thing. So I actually started cutting out certain things in my diet, and still, I wasn't drinking soda, and I started drinking more and more water. And I said, every meal I have to drink water. Because at that time, I didn't drink a lot of water. Before I got started with this, I did not like water. I was like, I'm not drinking that. I need something in it. Give me some lemon. Give me something to put in this water. Now, I carry water with me everywhere I go to this day. I'm still with a lot of water. I cannot do without my water. You give me soda, you give me juice, and I'm gonna be like, I need a glass of water. I need some water. Give me my water. I don't care about that soda. Give me some water. And then, of course, I still want my drinks because I crave it every now and then, but I have to have water. So that part of my life was my discipline period. I did get off track. And let me explain how I got off track. When I met my ex-husband, my second husband, because I told you he was diabetic, so he ate bad, I ended up picking up bad habits from him. And I remember eating late at night a lot. And I was already eating late at night because I worked at Hewlett Packard, but I never changed that. Even after I was no longer working there, I never changed that. I would still eat late at night because my body was conditioned to eat at that time because I was always up. And then throughout the whole day, I didn't eat because I was asleep. So honestly, even to this day, I still have a habit of doing that. I don't find myself really getting hungry until later, around 6, 7 o'clock. I'm hungry. And I can go all day with no food. It's built in me that way. But because I don't have that schedule like I used to have, I sleep at night now. It's not good because I would eat a meal and lay right down and go to sleep. And I started noticing my weight picking up. And that's what made me decide to lose the weight for my wedding. And I said, no, you know what? We're going to have to do something. We're going to get back to the way we were. And it could be done because I already showed myself that I'm capable of doing it. So I just have to condition my mind to get back there. I remember times when I didn't work out during my discipline phase, my discipline time, I did not feel good about myself for that day. If I skipped the workout knowing that I had it planned, because I wrote everything down. I'm a writer, of course. I wrote everything down. I'm a visual person as well. And I'm going to work on this day. I'm going to work on that day. If I don't work on this day, then I need to make it up the next day. And if I can't make it up the next day, then with the first available day to work out, I need to make it up. That's how I had it. So it worked out for me. I remember times when I just stopped working out and it would be like maybe 3 months past, I haven't worked out. I'm like feeling guilty like a mug. That is when the punishment sets in. That's the punishment of correcting disobedience. I was being disobedient to myself because I made myself a promise that I was going to stay on a journey to keep and to feel good about myself and to be healthy, to make sure that I don't get what my distant relative told me. If you keep eating like that, you're going to end up with diabetes in your 30s and 40s. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And I know it comes I know that it's in my family. I know it's in my blood. I'm not going to be diabetic. That's how I felt. So the purpose of me being disciplined was not only to just look good, but to also feel good. I want to be healthy. I just had my physical checkup on Christmas Eve. And they was like, your blood work look good. Everything looks really good. And I said, okay, I will be 45 years old in April. And I can say that I do not have diabetes. I'm saying it because when I heard that when I was younger, I was like, oh no, it was like a nightmare. No, I don't want that. I don't want to stick myself with needles. No, I don't want to have swollen feet. No, I don't want to be in the hospital. I don't want it. But as the years went on and I understand that diabetes, not type 1, because type 1, you're born with that. But type 2 is actually self-inflicted. You can control it. You can control yourself getting that way. You can change the way you do things. It's all in the discipline. You must discipline yourself to be able to come out of whatever it is that you have that is self-inflicted. It can be high blood pressure. It could be obesity. It could be depression. Depression is, okay, let me explain about depression. Because some people probably say depression is not self-inflicted. In some cases, it is. And I'm going to explain why. If you are the type of person that clings to people for your happiness, that is self-inflicted because people cannot bring you happiness. I don't care how much they try. Don't care how much you think they're making you happy. They're not. It's a false sense of hope. Hope is definitely not your friend in that department. You cannot be hoping that that person would stay with you or never leave you or always be good to you or changed into a better person, because now you are self-inflicting pain upon yourself, because once a person show you who they are, like my Dr. Maya Angelou used to say, rest her soul, believe them. Okay? Believe them, because that person have already shown you that they're not changing anything about them until they make up in their mind and become disciplined as well about making the change. That's the only way they're going to change. And you don't see no actions being put forward that are different from what they normally do, then guess what? They're not changing. And that will cause you to go into a depression. And now you're depressed because your hopes was let down. Guess what? That was self-inflicted. That's what I mean by it. Okay? So when this year rolls around, my journey of the discipline, I'm going to share it with you so that way if you want to get on board with this, you can. First off, I'm going to write everything down, what it is that I really want to do. I'm going to look over it and I'm going to ask myself, is it realistic? Can I make this happen with the lifestyle that I have now currently? How can I make this happen? So basically, when I go back to my working out, I know that I have time when I'm working as well when I'm at the hotel. I look at my work schedule for that particular day and I say, can I get this workout in or not? Yes, no, yes, get up. Make myself get up when I don't feel like getting up. Let's get it in. Okay. One thing I do enjoy after a good workout is that I be so happy that I actually completed it. It makes me feel good for the rest of the day. And then my eating habits. When it comes to the way I eat, I have to actually chart down the things that I eat. And I do that through an app. And when I look at what I eat and I question why I'm eating this, do I need to continue to eat this? Maybe I need to throw this out of my diet and don't eat this type of stuff. One of the things is that I love pasta, but I have been cutting back on pasta. Even without me trying, I've been cutting back on pasta. And I will think about it. It'll come across my mind like, oh, maybe I should get some pasta, some chicken Alfredo. I'm like, nah, I don't need that. That's how I do it. I go right into, no, I don't need that. This is how I talk to myself. No, I don't need that. Don't eat that. That's going to make you sleepy. And then you're not going to want to perform your job. And then on top of that, that's carbs. So let's find something else to eat. And then I'm thinking like, well, what can I eat? So I'm having a conversation with myself. What can I eat then? Well, maybe you should eat a salad. Do you really want a salad? Do I really want a salad? Maybe I shouldn't eat well, you know, salads do taste good, especially when I get that nice ranch dressing on there. And then I start craving the salad. And then I go get a salad. See what I'm saying? So I have to cycle. It's all in the mind. So I psych myself to know that the food that I normally wouldn't eat is actually good for me by saying it's going to taste good. Then the food that I really like eating that I know that's not good for me, then I'd say, you know, you don't need that. You don't need that. Don't eat that. So then I tell myself why I shouldn't eat it. And it helps me to stay away from it. So those are things I'm going to be incorporating into my disciplinary and mental, my mind. In order for me to accomplish these goals, I have to get my mind right. I have to think of positive things. I also have to exit distractions out of my life. People who are distractions. Oh, I have some people in my life who are distractions. And I can't stand it because one of these particular people happen to be someone I love dearly, and she drives me crazy when it comes to her being distracted to me. It's like she don't give a rat's tail about anything I got going on. I don't care what it is, working, whatever. It's like when you're not at work, I need you to come do this. I need you to come do that. No, I cannot, mother. Yes, she's a distraction to me on a lot of occasions because I'm practicing learning how to say no to her, because my entire life I haven't really been that person. So I visited a friend over this past week that I haven't seen in decades, and she knows me well. And one of the things I talked to her about was my mother, what I was going through with her, and how she's been behaving towards me. And one of the things that she said was, "You made her that way. It's your fault." And I'm like, "What you talking about?" She said, "You spoiled her. You used to give your mama whatever she wanted when she wanted it. I used to watch you and I said, man, she's a good daughter. Man, if only my son could be as good as this woman here." And I'm like, seriously? And she said, "No, I'm serious." She said, "You spoil your mother. Now you're trying to correct her and she's in her older age. Man, you're going to have a hard time. Good luck with that." And I was like, dang, you know what? She's right. So that means that I'm going to have to put myself through a disciplinary to stop it. Stop the distraction that she is causing on me to keep me from being able to accomplish the things that I need to be working on. Like my book. I'm writing another book. I can't write if I'm constantly running to her where she's at, trying to accommodate her for the things she has going on. And she has people around her who can actually do it for her. And my aunt, one of her sisters, tell me, it's not that she wants the people to do it. She wants you to do it because she wants your attention. She wants you. And I think that it's unfair because I can only do so much. So this is a part of me incorporating discipline into my new year. I know I'm going to have some challenges. I already know that. I know that it's not going to be easy. That I already know as well. But I have to figure out how I'm going to go about it. And I'm going to have to pray on it and ask God to show me the right way without me being disrespectful to people, because I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, but without them also taking advantage of me in the process. So I'm going to walk y'all through my journey next year of discipline. We're going to talk about what it's like, and we're going to talk about any stories that I might have to tell and share with you guys about what I've been through or going through at the time or whatever, and how I'm actually achieving my discipline, how I'm getting it. I'm not going to spend a whole session, a whole topic, a whole meeting, a whole message on it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just basically going to briefly talk about it and then move on to whatever topic I'm actually discussing. But thank you guys for tuning in. Follow me on Facebook. You can also follow me on Twitter, and you can follow me on Instagram. The links are already in this message, so just go ahead and click on those links. Also, my website, www.queendomshiplife.org. Follow me on there as well. And I want to share with you guys, I'm actually putting together a Free Yourself conference for October 7th, 2023. And it's a charity event to help fight against domestic violence for anyone who's been abused or who have survived abuse, but still have to deal with the mental, psychological aspects of it. This conference is for you guys. It is a gala. You will have to dress up in your gowns and your suits and everything. It's going to be hosted in Houston, Texas at the Holiday Inn. And I will share the address, time, and all those things. It's going to be catered. So, but there will be alcohol served, but you will have to purchase that on your own. No, I will not be buying alcohol for anybody. So you will have to purchase that at the hotel. They do have a bar that you can go to and purchase your alcohol, your adult beverage. And I do want to say, if you are going to indulge in alcohol, make sure you have a designated driver, or you can get a room at the hotel in advance. You can go ahead and book your room and let them know that you're there for the Free Yourself Conference Gala, and book your room. Also, I want to tell you guys that I am really greatly appreciative of you downloading my messages. There's a lot of listeners, but not many of you are downloading. I have a lot of downloads, but not at the numbers that I would like to be at. So download these messages. Go back and listen to the old messages that I have as well, and download them as well. Thank you for your support. I do have a GoFundMe account on GoFundMe. It's Free Yourself. Go ahead and donate as much as you can. Whatever you can, it is greatly appreciated. You can donate whatever, and again, it's the Free Yourself. It's on GoFundMe. It's called Free Yourself, and it's Free Yourself Against Domestic Violence. That's what it's called. My bad. Let me say the whole name. It's called Free Yourself Against Domestic Violence. Donate whatever you would like. All the money, well, 75% actually, of the money will be going to Houston Area Women's Center charity. Sorry, my voice is tripping. I'm going to repeat myself. 75% of the money, the funds, the proceeds, will be going to the Houston Area Women's Center charity. What they do is they counsel battered women, and they house women and their children to help them get away from their abuser. They're building new complex in the area, but it's anonymous for people who are being abused, for their abuser to not be able to find them. So their location is anonymous, but for the actual housing, area, the housing department, they're anonymous, but the actual charity center is not. It's in the Houston area, and I want to donate 75% of whatever you guys donate to the Free Yourself Against Domestic Violence GoFundMe account. I really want us to be a great help for those in need. And to be honest, you never know when you might need the help. It might not be in a domestic violence situation. It could be in another situation. And, you just don't know when you might need the help. So if you want to reap what you sow, then how about you sow into this donation and to this charity, and let's help other people. So when it's time for you to get help, it won't be hard for you to get that help. Thank you. Signing out, Alayla.
Are you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by stress? Introducing Stress Management with Imaging Coaching, your ticket to a calmer, more balanced life. In this journey you will be taking with us here at Imaging Coaching, we'll equip you with powerful techniques and tools you can use to conquer stress, regain control, and transform your life. From deep breathing exercises to mindfulness practices, you'll discover the tools to relax your mind and body. Come join us on this transformative path and unlock a world of inner peace and resilience. Don't let stress hold you back any longer. Take charge of your well-being today with Imaging Coaching, your stress management team. Discover clarity. Defeat stress through Imaging Coaching at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com.